Greetings, YouTube. You know, it brings me no great joy to do this video because I have been in denial for over 2 years that the arena was anything besides a positive thing, because it is no secret to most of you watching this that most of my progression in the game has come thanks to arena. Everything I've done to upgrade champs, to grind, to get units, to get battle chips. I mean, look at my gold when it comes. 33 million in gold. That's how much arena I've done. I'm sure it's probably a unofficial addiction in the game right now to have that much gold because of the arena. And yet, I make this video ready to admit a very hard truth. That as it stands right now, the arena grind is killing MCOC. And I know that sounds dramatic, but hopefully at the end of this video, you will understand that it's really not a dramatization, and I don't say what I just said with any semblance of pride whatsoever. So to make this video a little more comprehensive, I'm going to talk about 3 different groups of arena grinders in the game. The first group I'm going to talk about is the new arena grinders, aka people who just joined. Maybe they're in their first alliance. They know they've got donations to make. They also know that there's all these champs they've never fought that they need to practice against, which certainly the arena practicing against opponents is a highly underrated skill and value and utility for it. And then you've got that second group, which is actually the group that I'm a part of. The people that grind in the arena regularly, mostly because they know they want to meet their donations and also have plenty of gold. And if they're free-to-play players, battle chips and units saved up to take advantage of offers and never have to worry about spending money because you don't have that luxury. You don't spend money on this game. And then the third group is really the group that's hurting the most. This is the group of players that have played for so long that they're done with the arena. In fact, doing another arena fight probably gives them PTSD. And so at this point, they're so burnt out, but they can't make the donations in their Map 5 and Map 6 alliances, so they have to do the arena grind. Or they have to get someone to cover their donations, which might work for that problem, but it still doesn't solve the problem that they have no gold to upgrade their 5 and 6-star champs. So feeling as though they're at a dead end, unless they go to crawl in the arena that is the place of most despair that makes their soul shrink and their depression raise, they choose to walk away from a game that they love, that they've spent so many hours and so much time and so much money for so many people, just because they're done. They would rather quit the game and go on to something else than spend another day grinding in the arena. I don't think Kabam realizes how much of a poison the arena system is, because you start in that first group. You start out knowing that you need to get better at the game and wanting to get premium hero crystals and potions and all sorts of items, certainly energy refills, with units. So it's fun to do the arena, and it's fun to rank up champs and see how many points they're worth. And I always stick to really these 2 main arenas, the 3-star and the 5-star featured, because the 3-star you get the most units and battle chips for the least amount of fights, especially when you have so many 3-stars ranked up to their max ranking. And then the 5-star, you just get the best rewards. I have constantly been in the top 10% and will continue to hopefully this week. But there's a cost. So eventually, if you're in the second tier of players like myself, you're so used to doing the arena grind every week that it becomes normal. It's like putting in a normal average work week. So if for some reason you have life come up and you actually can't spend all those hours doing 200 plus fights like I've done in this arena to get the top 10%, suddenly, emotionally, psychologically, hell, spiritually, you feel like a failure. And those of you watching, some of you know who you are. You know what I'm talking about. If you're used to getting the top 10%, which is not an average number, right? That means 90% of players are not achieving the arena scores that you're putting up. And suddenly you go from the top 10% to the top 30%. Kind of feels like you went from getting an A on an exam to a C on an exam. You have to convince yourself that you're no longer failing. And emotionally, it is so poisonous to what should be a fun, easy and, dare I say, efficient way to get resources in the game. And so then, the more you feel like a failure, the more you leave that second tier of arena grinders to go to that third tier of players that just don't want to do any arena ever again. They would rather quit their alliance or quit the game than continue. And until gold becomes more readily available outside of the arena, you've got two options. You either grind in the arena or you don't rank up your champions. It doesn't matter if you open that 5-star blade. If you don't have the gold, you're not ranking him up. This arena system has cost MCOC so many great players and YouTubers, for that matter, who just would rather stop playing, because it's like being taxed every day, and it's so taxing literally on you emotionally that you eventually just want to give up. I don't know what the best solutions are in the game, but I do know if they don't change the arena system and they leave it as is, they're going to cause more great players, a lot of whom are supporting and have supported in the past the major whale-milking bankroll of the game, to leave. And if I was at the Kabam headquarters, I would be trying everything I could to not lose my most loyal customers. So, Kabam, you really have a task on your hands, and that's to award at least gold much easier to higher level uncollected players, to where they don't have to lose the enjoyment they have left in the game by grinding in the arena. Kabam has said in the past that they want to encourage people to get arena rewards without having to spend half a day or half a week grinding their life out. Well, it's time to put your resources and your time where your money is, because right now your mouth is not on the same page as your game. In the meantime, if you're struggling and you just feel like you want to give up, but you really have loved this game and you've put so much time and effort into it, I say again, leave an alliance or go to a retired alliance that doesn't require those high-level donations and just play the game casually. Maybe some days you just want to log in and get that daily award on the calendar, and then you log out. Maybe you don't even do a fight, but you still get those rewards. That's a great way to take a break and still just check in every once in a while. But if you walk away, you're really leaving a game because the game has left you. And yes, that sounds cheesy, but it's true. And if the arena doesn't change, I'm worried that the ending, the conclusion for you, the player, is inevitable. You will get burnt out, and what once was a love will now be a chore. And when something becomes work and it's no longer fun, you should absolutely leave it behind.